He's doing the opposite.
Just gave it all away for me, Derek. See, the funny thing about Minnesotans is they will support a Minnesotan wherever that Minnesotan happens to be. They just prefer that they be here.
This is such a celebration of soccer. The title is everywhere because the best in North America are going up against each other. The talent gap between Major League Soccer and Liga MX is getting oh so narrow, and that has everyone excited here. Like these guys. What are you looking forward to tonight and why?
I'm looking forward to the
second half comeback.
You can't win in the playoffs like that, Frank.
Well, good things these aren't the playoffs.
Not yet. You did write a check that Derek might have to catch. You want to arm wrestle me for real?
I am not that stupid.
All right, well, very busy day. The Wild snatched victory from the jaws of defeat in the final period and overtime shootout. We'll talk about that and a lot more in 3 minutes.
It's not the only game in town.
No, sir. Well, the Wild are not in town right now. They're still on the West Coast. While we all went to sleep early last night, like responsible people, to try and offset this day, like saving situation, the Wild went and beat down the San Jose Sharks. So while you may or may not have been looking, they're second in the Central Division right now. Here are the big things to know from last night. The NBA season scheduled to end on April 9th, and the Timberwolves have 7 games left after playing the Golden State Warriors. Now, Anthony Edwards' fearlessness, of course, is always something to behold. He scored 13 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. He has the presence and control to make that play, and he's third in the league in made layups. Now, here is a tweet from Jake Kelly, known as Jake's Graphs on Twitter. He's a big Timberwolves guy, and proclaimed back in February that if the Timberwolves do not finish top 6 in the Western Conference, he'll stick himself inside an RV somewhere for the same number of hours as the team's final seed. To make this punishment more grueling, he'll take off an hour for every beef and cheddar sandwich he eats while he's there, which frankly is a horrifying idea. So with 7 games to go, the Timberwolves just broke a 3-way tie for 7th place and control it. Either these boys can catch fire and escape the play-in tournament, or y'all might want to say a little prayer for Jake's guts.
He's about as large as Karl Anthony Towns, which is interesting given the way the league has gone to a very small ball format. But they did give up a lot for this guy. Tim Connolly, in his first act as the Timberwolves president of basketball operations, made a huge gamble with this. A lot of players, a lot of draft capital gone to Utah. But with this team having just been to the playoffs, having a taste of it and wanting more, this trade was worth it.
Parents are paying these people to come to games. Everyone gets a mixtape. Everyone looks at the camera now and taps on their head when they dunk on someone, and it's all highlight after highlight after highlight, and now only kids watch highlights. They don't watch the actual basketball game, the purity of the game. And you're seeing it with some of these guys that come to the NBA, all the talent in the world, but like they need to be taught basketball because like this is what basketball is now. Like highlight culture has absolutely, it has killed the game of basketball.
Minnesota Timberwolves guard Austin Rivers' take on the state of basketball at the beginning of the year struck a chord with St. Cloud Tech junior Cameron Ferguson.
It's true to an extent. Everyone's like playing for mixtapes, but like everyone's also playing to get an offer. So like people are trying to do the little things sometimes, but like there's also that people that just play for the mixtapes and for the media.
Ferguson and his father Don, who's also head basketball coach at St. Cloud Tech, understand the pros and cons to highlight reels on social media.
Mixtapes came along and it really helped with recruiting. If you had a mixtape, college coaches followed that, right? Because they were able to, see kids from other parts of the country that normally they would have to spend big money on, traveling on a regular basis. Now I can sit at my gym and, see a kid that might be in, the Carolinas, and I'll be able to reach out that way.
In the last 3 years, the utility and importance of a highlight mixtape intensified.
COVID really shut down that 2-year window where coaches couldn't get out and get on the road and really see talent. If you were on one of those mixtapes, that meant you were one of those guys. Now, it's strictly a recruiting tool. That's the biggest difference there, where now you really don't have to really work to get a mixtape, especially with Huddle. Everybody has a mixtape.
It really gets big during the AAU. When you see a big name step on the court, people try to go at him, and like they're really not playing to win. They're playing for like themselves.
To Rivers' point, Tamron knows the one way to overcome whatever damage mixtapes may have done to the game.
I just know, like, if you do the little things, they'll eventually come. No matter how long you wait, or like, even if there's cameras, the cameras are going to come to you eventually if you're doing well.
In St. Cloud, Norman Seawright, WCCO 4 Sports.